Welcome back everyone to another market review for E-mini NASDAQ for the ICT AM Silver Bullet session. And I'm currently on the weekly chart. So we had Powell speaking at 10 in the morning. So definitely going into the day, I was looking to be a little bit cautious, but no buttons were pressed. Just because with Powell speaking, really you want to be wary of that when the man that controls the financial system of your country is speaking, ideally you don't want to be in. But of course, there are setups. We're going to review that today. But right on this weekly chart, as we can see here, we have this new week opening gap. If you take the close of this candle and open up that candle, that's your new week opening gap. And overall, that's really all I saw. We still have this this new week opening gap as well here, coupled with this weekly order block that I was looking at going into the day as well. And if we drop down to the daily time frame here, I also have this new day opening gap right here, where this was also another level I was looking for, where price was interacting. We also had a bearish order block on this daily. If you also look at this right here, because this candle was engulfed by this candle right here. And overall, that was really everything that we had on that daily. We also had this right here, this new day opening gap that also interacted with price. But really pertaining to today's price action, it was particularly the new week opening gap and then this new day opening gap here. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, I have a 4-hour bearish order block. We see price, these two candles right here were engulfed by this one candle here. Take the open of the first candle, draw it out. That's your 4-hour bearish order block. We see price trades through it and comes back down. And in addition, you have an enormous SIBI here that we came back up, we rebalanced that, and then we came back lower. And then going to our 1-hour time frame, as we can see, what I was looking for the day was still to seek this hourly sell side liquidity, because you see how these lows are smooth. Retail has their sell stop, below these lows. So ideally, I'd want to see price drawing towards that. So as we can see on Tuesday, we have these clean highs. We run them on Wednesday, and then on Wednesday we have some clean highs. We run them on Thursday. So all these buy stops were run, meaning that we're good on this side, but we still have unfinished business down here to deal with these hourly sell side. And also another thing is, at the time of the ICT Silver Bullet, we were above that midnight open. So I talk about this always in my videos, and I have a video also that I made on this, is that we think about it always as like your Black Friday shopping, that there's particular times where it's best to be a buyer or not to be a buyer at all, or maybe sell something. So just like that midnight open, when we're above it, you want to be a seller. When we're below it, you want to be a buyer, because smart money works based on that midnight opening price. Similar, you could think about it like Black Friday. And then if we drop down to the 1 minute, seeing how we would have engaged during this 10 to 11 a.m. ICT Silver Bullet session, we see that prices tanks lower just before during that 9:30 equities open, and then we run buy stops above this high. We run buy stops again, and even one more time once more. So we're taking a lot of buy side liquidity on this way up and not taking any sell side. All these, we're not taking any kind of sell side in all this price action. And like I said before, if you look at from where price is at the highest point, we're at around 940 ticks or 235 handles. So that's quite a bit high to want to be buying in any of this. Like if you bought in this fair value gap, and also you couple that with that 4-hour order block, it's really, it's not ideal to be going long in those kind of scenarios. And then really breaking this down, as we can see here, we see price displace lower. Your key was right here. Some people were going short from here. Now, the issue with this trying to go short in here is, first of all, look at the bodies. Really, I'm gonna make a video on a deep dive on like an ICT Silver Bullet model, on my detailed model. But see this candle right here? You don't want to see wicks like that. You don't want to see wicks like this. People were trying to go here and think, okay, they're going to take these retail, but no, it's being patient and waiting for volume to kick in, because you want to see displacements. This is not really displacement. If this candle looked like this candle, then okay, because you're seeing that volume kick in. It's like a train moving through, like get out the way. But when you see price sort of come down, it doesn't even take the low, comes back up and rejects like this, you don't want to see that. You definitely don't want to see that. And also, look at these rejections to try to even fill this SIBI right here. It doesn't really make sense to try to go short in something like that. So you wait, you're patient. Price takes these little equal highs up here, then we displace lower with a decent sized fair value gap. And again, look at the difference. We broke a low right here. So you see this low, we broke through it, trade back up into this, and it only took 2 candles to do it. And look at the volume. Compare this candle to this candle right here. That's huge. We come into that could be a possible first entry with your stop loss right above here. And then we come back down, order block. This candle was engulfed by these 2 candles. You draw that out, the low of it, look at the order block respecting that. In addition, I have this inverted fair value gap. If you draw it out, look at how price respects it going in here. We tap it again here, and we also do it here. Now you have another interesting situation where now look at all this. Look at all these lows here. Retail is buying all of this. So you already know that in all down here, there's going to be sell stops in all that price action. So what does price do? It fakes everyone trying to think, okay, look, price is respecting that trend line. Let's buy with this fake candle, taps that inverted fair value gap, and then we trade lower. But notice this all started at 10:30 as well, because ICT talks about this sometimes, where sometimes you want to wait for 10:30 and let that first hour of trading pass. So it's good to wait sometimes for that 10:30, and you can see because none of this was clean till we got around here. 10:30 started right here, and then we started. So we see price displace lower, getting below that midnight open. And also notice I have 10 a.m. open marked out. It's important for that power of 3, because look at this. Not only are you, for anyone trying to buy, if you really think about it, you're not only you're buying above midnight open, but you're buying above 10 a.m. open. So you're buying above 2 premiums in this case, which doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things. Ideally, if you were a buyer, you'd at least want to see price go lower and then maybe buy that back up. But trying to buy in all of this, it's really scrappy. And then you have these breakaway gaps. That's absolutely beautiful price action. You want to see that. We have this last fair value gap here, the SIBI. We see price trade up into it, and then tapping that new day opening gap that we marked out earlier. So we didn't get down below here, but if anyone did take this sell here, that just at least getting below midnight open, that could easily be your final terminus, or even that new day opening gap. So you had between 2 choices, but overall it was a really decent trading. It wasn't like super clean, but it was still there. Price did show everything, and like I said again, some people got mixed up at here, but it's really seeing the anatomy of the candles. Like I said before, this is what you like to see. When price creates fair value gaps with these kind of candles, that's how you know you have the market makers on your side, if you want to say that. This is not what you want to see. Price wicking back up like this is just damage. That's all it's doing, but it's not doing anything with your favor. So definitely, I recommend everyone keep that in mind when you're looking at that. But I'm gonna make a video on specifically my model pertaining to the ICT Silver Bullet. And if we go to DXY, I'm gonna go to the daily on DXY here. So still going into the day, I still had, from our previous video, we had this new day opening gap, and then our main draw is that daily sell side. And we also had this new day opening gap marked as well. If you draw it on your chart, the close and open, that was the main draw. Now, one thing to keep important is that usually, you don't like to see DXY move with NASDAQ, because we saw here that right around the 10:30 time, it went bullish just slightly and then went back down. So it was still a little tricky, but I really wanted to see DXY still come and take this hourly buy side, but unfortunately we couldn't. But if you look at this, look at how price respects these new day opening gaps. This is why it's crucial, like ICT says, to always mark these new day opening gaps and these new week opening gaps, because they really provide a full framework on your trading. But many people don't realize that. So what happened here? Price is going to be in a premium because we're above that midnight opening price. Like I always say, look at how we respect that new day opening gap. Look at the bodies, and then we completely melt down below, and we're drawing towards that daily sell side on the bigger time frames. So I was looking to possibly see price once it took a little bit of liquidity, see the bodies respecting that, maybe come back up, come and fill this inefficiency here, but that's fine. But overall, this day was still really interesting to where, even if you were engaging, like I said, you have to be really careful as to how you engage in terms of your risk. Because number one, like I said, the person that governs your financial system in the country is talking. And not only that, price action wasn't necessarily very, very clean overall. But it was there. It was still respectable. If anyone caught this, it was great. Still, congratulations. With these two areas probably being the final terminus, you ideally want to be out right there. Just because you have the macro starting at 1050, you can see as soon as that macro started, look at price retracing back upward. All these people are trying to chase these shorts, it's stopping them out all throughout this. So I hope you guys find this video insightful, and I really appreciate your time watching this. Please be sure to comment down below if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.